Alright everybody, we're back with another video showing off the venerable 1997 Dodge Neon. New starter going in today, so I wanted to show everybody how to do this. This is actually my first one that I've done. As you can see, I've got the throttle body off and I've also got the battery box out of the way. Not really too big of a deal. There's only 2 bolts that actually hold this thing in, one of which is on the front side of the, well, really the back side of the motor here. And it's a 15mm bolt. It's already kind of sticking out. It's right there, and that threads right into the top ear of the starter itself. It can be kind of corroded, in my case at least, so you know, whatever. That's how it goes sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and thread that one back in, and I'll try and show you the best I can from the bottom of the car what all I took off to get the starter up in there. It's really not too terrible. It's really just removing the front motor mount business there, and you're kind of good to go. I did not have to remove the throttle body all the way. I could have left that throttle body bracket back on there, but I chose not to. So we'll start here and see where we end up. Alright, we are doing our best to kind of show the back side of this here. There's the back side of the solenoid, and as you can kind of see, there's the 2 red pieces that connect there, obviously the lead off of the battery and whatnot. So we got that going for us. That was a 13mm nut. Take that one off, you know, obviously exchange everything over to your starter, the new one anyway, and you'll be good to go there. Other than that, there's just one little solenoid connection that's kind of on the bottom side there that you can't see. We're going to get under the car now and do our best to show you what all we got going on down there. Okay, it's ultra hard to see and fuzzy and what have you, but there is the bottom ear of the starter. There will be a ground strap that gets attached to that. It's pretty heavy gauge, so you can't miss it. If we move back here, let me get my light adjusted. There you can see now in the middle of the screen the other necessary component to get the starter going there. I think that's actually one of the ECU controlled bits that actually actuates the solenoid there. So that's kind of handy dandy. Alright, once you get that back in, that's no big deal. I'll try and back out here and use my light. There are, up here where I'm doing a horrible job of showing you, 1, 2 spots right here and then here where the motor mount bracket will go, and then there are 2 spots over to the right in the trans there, which is also fuzzy and dark, that 2 18mm bolts go in there. The top ones on the actual block are 15, and then once you get that set on there, then you can do the front piece, and frankly that's pretty self-explanatory, so I don't think I'll show you that. I do pull the starter down from the gap here that I've got in the motor, so from the motor to the radiator support. It'd be a lot easier if I wanted to pull the fans and the radiator, but you can slip it down there no problem, so that's what I'm going to do. And honestly, I think this about wraps it up for this starter job. Hopefully we can report back with a running car. Alright, I probably should have mentioned earlier that I really only put that top bolt on the starter end to get it held in place while I did the bottom bolt. Now that I've got that set, I went ahead and put this bracket back in, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten that down on the top and bottom there, and then obviously the throttle body will bolt back in and then bolt to that bracket. That's where the cables attach. So we'll get that going and report back on the rest of this. I probably should, I guess, show how I put it back together since I didn't show you how I took it apart. Alright guys, we got the throttle body going back on here. There's a bolt there and a bolt there. Make sure that when you're done you get this vacuum line back on the nipple there, otherwise you'll have a colossal vacuum leak and that'll be a downer. The last thing I've got before I put the battery tray back in, which I frankly only hold in with 1 bolt and a prayer, is the 2 10mm bolts that hold the bracketry for the cables, for the throttle body cables and that on. So once you do that, you're all set. Of course, reattach your inlet to the throttle body and what have you, but after that it's going to be time for a test to make sure that we got this going. I obviously did do some electrical tests before I went ahead and decided to pull the starter. I went ahead and did the battery draw, see how many see what the voltage drop was there, voltage drop to the starter. So honestly, at this point, if it's not this, it's going to be some wacky electrical problem that is maybe even intermittent. And I just, the other night when it wouldn't start, I, did my test. So we'll move on from here. I'm going to go inside and eat, and I'll be back out. Alright, all the basics are back in place. We got the battery in and pretty much everything else. So we'll go ahead and try and start it up here. Great success, just as loud and noisy as before, so we know we've done it right. That's going to wrap up our starter installation today, so one more little thing on these neons under our belt.